What is up, Cube Sam? Cube Sam back with you. And so this is kind of, I don't know how long this is going to be, an impromptu sort of episode thing, and there's nobody else going to be joining. This is just, me recording this on my own. Just trying to give an update concerning the podcast. There are plans to move forward once scheduling can be sorted out, but I guess I figured I'd fill some of you in on what's happened and why another podcast episode never came out, and why I've been struggling to keep any sort of schedule with the gaming channel, let alone on this channel, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, and I figure if you watch some of my vlogs at least, and some of my videos, you know by now, I'm a truck driver, and I was working a different job before that was only getting me home once a month, and now I've switched over to working for Walmart as a truck driver, and currently I'm home pretty much every night, but that might not stay the same way in the future. Everything's just kind of touch and go at the moment with that. So way back when, if y'all remember, we did the first episode of the podcast, and then shortly thereafter, Zane had to have medical stuff done, and then he was feeling sick, and then he got a job, and then he was feeling sick again. It was hectic, to say the least. So that was why there wasn't another podcast episode for the longest time, and then my schedule got kind of hectic, and work was running me ragged, and then I went back to team driving for a while, and that ate up a huge chunk of my schedule, and took away a lot of my energy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a long list of things that have happened. I got hurt for a while, beginning of 2021, which I did record a lot of gaming stuff, and I just didn't feel up to doing the podcast. I've been wanting to do reaction stuff, but I've been wanting to do them with Maddie, and it just has been working out lately to where when we do want to watch something, we just kind of want to watch something less pointed, more mindless entertainment, and we don't really want to be on camera to do it. We just want to chill out. I have been trying really hard to start streaming regularly for the duration of the time while I'm home every night, and I've been really bad about it, but I really enjoyed the stream that I did last night. I don't know if I'll get this up immediately, but for the record, this is being recorded on June 9th. So it's just been really difficult because I've had a lot of stuff to do around the house. We've had a lot of family stuff going on, so we've had people over a bit, and I've been dealing with my own stuff, but I'm doing much better lately. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess you'd say I had kind of an epiphany the other day, and I just felt that huge chunk of that depression I've been dealing with recently just kind of wash away. So hopefully, going forward in the coming months, I'll feel like a lot more activity that I want to do. And then we've also been struggling money-wise, which has kept me from doing a couple of projects that I want to do, because I don't have all the supplies to do them at the moment. So that's been something that's slowed down some projects, because I have a few models that I want to put together, either on stream or in video, and put those up over here and on Patreon and stuff. But at the moment, I don't have the glue and I don't have the paint, so I have to wait until I can afford to do that, because bills and all sorts of fun shit. Life is life. But yeah, so the plans moving forward here on this channel are regular podcasts, or at least quasi-regular podcasts. For when Zane doesn't show up, I've co-opted the occasional guest star. But I'm going to start doing little rambling episodes by myself like this. It's been easy enough for me to record. And just, recording a voice memo on my phone and then putting it over onto, putting it into movie. I use Vegas to edit right now. I almost said Movie Maker. I haven't used Movie Maker in years. I don't think Movie Makers existed in years. But yeah, so I want to do reaction videos to things. There are a few things I think I'm going to start doing reactions to that I don't think Maddie's really going to watch. Mine, that a lot of the retro TV stuff that I want to address is going to be sort of looking back now, because it's going to be stuff like the 90s Flash show or the old Wonder Woman show, and I've watched them before, but I haven't watched them in years, over a decade. Although I was surprised by some things, like how much of it actually stays with me. But I also want to do comic book reviews, and I've been trying to sort of figure out how to do that, how I want to do that, whether or not I want to go through it frame by frame, page by page, comic by comic sort of thing. Whether or not I want to go so far as to read in the comic text or just give an overall summary, because I've been getting back into reading DC Comics a lot, and I'm in the middle of reading Blackest Night right now, the full storyline, because I realize there's a difference between the core storyline and the full storyline stuff. Also, sorry for any background noise. So yeah, there's that. I want to do some Booker movie like I did before. I do not have the old footage from that Booker movie, so I'm actually going to have to re-record that. But there's some stuff that I've got lined up. I'm going to start doing reactions and then Booker movie reviews for Foundation. I now pay for Apple TV Plus, which I'm really butthurt Foundation is exclusive to. So now I have access to that, and I'm really excited to start that. I'm a big fan of Isaac Asimov's books, and the Foundation series is, the best set of them, to me, anyway. Even though they all kind of, like Stephen King's books, they all kind of tie together, I, Robot, and all that stuff ties together in the end. So, yeah, I'm really excited to do that when I can get around to doing it. I want to do some stuff for the game channel as well. Now that I'm home frequently enough, I'm trying to start arranging with my local friends that are okay with it to come over and do game nights with Maddie and I, and record some of them, doing things like in-person Uno and Cards Against Humanity and stuff like that. But I don't know how far off that really is in the works. I'm trying to go through my storage unit slowly but surely so that I can find my HD PVR, so that I can get to recording Switch games. I want to record Breath of the Wild. I know that we've been doing the Ocarina of Time, the Master Quest, and Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker on the emulator, but there's not a Switch emulator that I have at the moment. And since I actually own the games, I would like to do Breath of the Wild. I'd like to do the new Link's Awakening, although I am still going to plan on playing through the classic one using my emulator. And it's actually going to be very interesting to compare the two. But I also want to do some other things. I've got Sonic Forces, and I still haven't actually even played it. Maddie and I love playing Mario Kart, so I'd love to get some Mario Kart in there. I've got plans in the work. It's just struggling to be able to even keep up with the schedule I have right now. I'm dating things a little bit. I've probably got a dozen or so gaming videos that have not yet been edited that are going to be coming up in next week's lineup. Although I realized yesterday that incidentally, I put Monday's upload in the description of the Metroid Prime video because I ended up using the raw footage because it only had a couple. It had my countdown at the beginning and it had one moment where I thought somebody was yelling for me, so I take the headset off and listen for a second. So it wasn't really any big deal to just keep it in. However, I realized that I put that up to go up yesterday and not for Friday after the fact while I was uploading Friday's video, which I'll let slip because if I don't end up editing this tonight, it won't go up until another day anyway. Friday's video is going to be another episode of Enigmatica. I'm going to try to start getting back into that. I might start. Oh, that's loud. I might start live streaming occasionally. We'll see what happens. Maddie's doing another interview today, so if she gets this job, then I'm going to have to get a little creative on the streaming and the recording stuff while I'm home if she's still working. Everything's kind of up in the air with that right now. And, I'm talking about doing this thing with my aunt who I was team driving with for a while to do a pilot run for doing their Alaska that they have available. But I don't know how long I'll be doing that. I don't know if it'll actually have to pass at all. Anything can happen. So, but if I do that, then I'm gonna not be able to stream every day. Obviously, it'll probably go back down to once or twice a week, and I'll be out. On that run, I'll be out 6 days and home 2. Every so often, out 7 and home 3, depending. Right now, the way they've got it working right now, I work 5 days a week, but I'm home every day. So there is at least that. But we'll kind of see where that goes moving forward. I know this is probably a lot more of my personal life that I've really shared in a little bit. Maddie and I want to start vlogging soon, so hopefully, we feel like and find the time to, while I'm able to be home every day. I do know that when we go to Disneyland in November, we do plan to record it. We were going to do Comic-Con this year, but we wanted to do cosplay, and we just couldn't get our outfits done in time, between the financial difficulties and just the timing of everything. It's been kind of hectic, so we might do ECCC next year. We're not sure yet. We're definitely planning on doing Rose City Comic-Con next September, so we're just hoping that doesn't go off the rails at all. And actually, hopefully there's bigger news about that going forward, because if we can get lucky, I'm hoping to bring more than just Maddie with me. I'm hoping to talk a couple other people into going with us and having a larger group thing going on, but we'll see what happens. And there's also been some talk of content with other group members, like Dynamite, and obviously I already mentioned them. I've been slowly talking Liam into doing stuff with me, and one of these days, whenever we can all get a free night, 5 or 6 of us want to get together and play Gary's Mod. And that's one thing that I really want to start up again, is the Gary's Mod stuff over on the gaming channel. This is really a lot about me podcast, but I just want to sort of explain to you guys why things haven't been going on with the podcast, because I was really, really passionate about doing a podcast. I still am, and it just kept getting thrown into my face Um, but if you guys have topics you'd like covered, it doesn't just have to be about video games. That was just an easy in for I and Zane because we're both gamers. But if you guys have topics you want to talk about, you want me to talk about, by all means, comment and tweet me. Um, Heck, comment on my Instagrams if you need to, whatever. Um, you can also send me an email, and I'll actually add this to, I should add this to the default description information. Um, it's really easy. It's cubezeno@gmail.com. Just make sure to put podcast in the subject line. For those of you who don't subscribe to the Gaming Channel and don't always pay attention to the stuff down in the descriptions, I don't know if I fixed the blog channel descriptions yet. I think I have. That is spelled Cubxeno. But yeah, just put podcast topic or something to do with a podcast in the description or in the in the subject line, because otherwise I will probably completely and totally miss it. Because I tend to filter out a bunch of stuff when I'm going through my emails. I'm trying to be better about keeping on top of things, but if there's not a subject to an email, I'm probably not going to open it. Just because I get a lot of spam emails sometimes, and when you just get an email from a random email address that has no subject line, I don't open those. But yeah, so I'm hoping to be more active all over the place on social media. I'm hoping to post stuff on Instagram more, and Twitter more, and all that fun stuff. A lot of stuff goes on Twitter. I don't know if you guys know. Whenever I don't think I'm going to get around to doing something, or whenever I don't feel like streaming or whatever, I'll oftentimes tweet it. I mean, I also do bring a little bit of my personal, I have those days, like everybody does, I'm sure, where it's just screw everything. But for the most part, I try to keep it mostly not on that side of things. But yeah, when I send out updates a lot, when I ask about what do you guys want to see on the stream, that will most often be on Twitter. Also, I don't know if you guys realize that the gaming channel does have a Facebook page. So there is that. And there will be occasional stuff updated on there. But for the most part, I've been really bad about keeping up with it. But I try to share the streams and stuff whenever they get done. I need to set up auto sharing. I had turned it off because for some reason auto sharing to Twitter was making the uploads fail because the auto sharing feature was screwed up. And I just never turned it back on. But yeah, if there's a pack you guys want to see me play over on the gaming channel, you can also let me know. If you guys want to send me gaming channel related emails to that cubezeno@gmail.com, you can put gaming channel as the subject line. Just any sort of thing like that, gaming channel, game ideas, game suggestions. I'm going to try to come up with a few more stories and stuff to do. At one time or another, I'm planning on getting my sister to sit down with some free time and do a podcast with me. There's a couple interesting topics that her and I both have a lot of interest and experience in, and I would like to get to talk to her about them. Unfortunately, she works a full-time job too, so things are pretty busy in that department. But we'll see where that goes. But yeah, just even just putting suggestions in the subject line for if you guys want to email me. Obviously, if you want to Twitter me, you can DM me on Twitter. You can publicly tweet me. You can DM me on Instagram. You can publicly comment on my Instagram posts. You guys can comment on the Facebook page. It's CubeZeno YT YouTube creator. Um, I'll make sure to put a link in the description for sure. Um, you guys, I would love to hear back from you. I love the feedback. Um, it actually makes me feel like people are enjoying the content when they have some input to give. So, as long as it's constructive criticism, or, if you don't like something, you can say it simply, I don't like it. I'd rather not see the comments that are saying, this is fucking shit. I do mean that verbatim. I've seen that before on the old channel. Um, but, if you don't like something, let me know you don't like it. If you do like something, please let me know you like it. If only by hitting the like button, if nothing else. If you want to submit some constructive criticism, comment is always allowed. And emails, if you want to send me an email about it, I've already covered that. Input is extremely appreciated. Also, I know I've been pushing the Patreon, and I'm trying to get stuff arranged, like I said, to get stuff up on there soon. The plan with my reviews, not so much reviews, my reactions, is that the full uncut reactions I plan to put available to Patreon, and then the edited versions will go on the channel. And that's not necessarily because I don't feel like you guys deserve the reactions, but for one, YouTube does have certain limitations that I need to abide by to avoid getting too heavily battered with copyright strikes or anything like that. But also because it gives incentive for me to get patrons. And once the podcast is going on regularly, I do intend on doing a standard podcast, which will go up on YouTube, and a premium podcast. And I don't know how we're going to host that yet. But the premium podcast episodes will be available through Patreon. Eventually, when I can do it, I want to get the podcast on iTunes. But at the moment, that's out of my ability to do at the moment. I do want to let you guys know I have discussed this in at least one gaming video, I'm sure. I don't know if it's been edited and posted yet, so I'll just make sure to cover this just so you guys know that Patreon will eventually help pay for the server, and if it can make enough, it will pay for me to open a second CubeCraft server, which I intend to make a public server. Whether or not it will be running the pack that the server is running now, or Track and Crack pack, or some other pack altogether, or just vanilla, I don't know yet. As of right now, we don't even have the ability to do it. So that will be a decision that comes when that point has actually been reached. And I will simply apply to the current server host, Spartan host, to open a second server. It's actually really easy to do. As far as opening the server, setting it up is a pain in the ass. But opening it is not that big of a deal. But for me doing the custom packs, it is hours and hours of behind the scenes work. And I still haven't figured out how to integrate the plugins into the mod pack ones yet. So there is that. But yeah. Let's see, any other news I'd like to cover? I mean, not really. I should post some pictures on Instagram. I just took a trip to Alaska again, just after my birthday, actually. Um, and that was pretty fun. I went gold panning for the first time, so didn't come away too bad. It's not like I came away rich, but I came away with a little bit. So, I mean, at least there's that. But yeah, I don't know really what else to say. I will try to do a rambling sort of podcast once a week, just so you guys have a little bit of content coming out, and just so I feel like I'm doing you guys justice, the ones that actually want to listen to a podcast, and hopefully sometime here soon I can get more people on, and have active discussion going on and all that fun stuff. Keep an eye out on the channels because I want to try to start doing stuff here soon. And on the gaming channel, like I said, Measured Prime just started, and I'm gonna try to roll out some extra content for like the games that I'm in the middle of, so that I can introduce other games here soon. But I know I need to start finishing a couple of the things that I've done. So I'm probably gonna be dealing out a little bit more Nightmare in Dreamland and Mario and that sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to slap that like button. Let me know that you did. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell to become a part of the notification squad. Both channels, so you can see when I upload. The gaming channel, whenever I can keep consistent with the upload schedule, videos will generally come out at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Although I am going to try, if I can set up a little bit of a backlog on Zelda, to get back to Zelda's being on Sundays. But we'll see. I don't know how that's going to go at the moment. But yeah, don't forget to support the channel, podcast, everything that I do will get support through Patreon. That Patreon is patreon.com/DubeZenoLP. And I'm going to probably do an extra rambling each week if I have enough to actually talk about to garner that and upload that as a premium rambling podcast on Patreon. So at least there will be content there. I'm also considering putting the podcast on SoundCloud. Let me know what you think about that. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. Don't let's go and chill on the way out. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you when I see you. Peace!